happened. I forgot about it. I'm going to take this. This is what I use to scrape it. Although I think, actually, before I do anything, I'm going to have to put it in here. That looks gross, I know. But as you can see, I've got other brushes in here. It's Ivory Soap and water. That's all it is. I'm going to let it sit in there for a day or two and soften it up. And alright, I've had this in here for, I don't know, a couple of weeks. And you can see, I mean, the paint's still on there. But now I'm going to take this comb that's specifically for cleaning brushes. It's pretty pointy. So I'm going to run it through this a few times and see if I can get the paint out of there. Alright. So here we go. It's still pretty stiff, but you can see it's moving now, where before I couldn't move it at all. It's starting to work. It's the Ivory Soap. Ivory Soap and water. The brushes are so soft and they're super clean. Some of the pigments in these paints will turn your brush different colors, and that's okay as long as you know it's clean. And you know that by making sure that the water runs clear. I also take my brush and I rub it against itself to help get that paint off with each little bristle. It's much better than it was, but as you can see, there's still a lot of paint in there. It still feels kind of funky. That tells me there's more paint on the bristles. So I'm going to just aggressively comb it. And try and move it around so it doesn't always go in the same spots. Still feels funky. I can tell that there's still a layer of paint on some of the bristles, but I think it's going to come clean. I may put it back in the Ivory Soap and let it soak another couple of days. It does feel pretty good. And the water is running pretty clear now. I think it's pretty clean, but it still feels funny to me. So I'm going to put it back in the Ivory Soap for another day or so. I'm going to stick it in there. Ugh. let's do this one. These are all my Zibra brushes. And these Zibra, oh yeah, this one's gonna come clean easily. There's just a feel, you know, if you've used these brushes for a while, you know what they're supposed to feel like. And that other one still had some film on it, but I think if I soak it a little longer, I don't even really need to comb this one, but I'm going to anyway, just to be sure. Wow. And the thing about this is it's so soft now. It's nice and soft. It is absolutely perfectly clean. Ivory soap and water. Just put a bar in, this is a peanut butter jar. Put a bar of soap in there. See, you can still see it in there because I didn't put the lid on. And I just keep filling it up with water. And it gradually dissolves and it does the job. All right. I'm going to let that sit and I'll come back to it. This brush has been sitting in here a little longer than a couple of days. I got busy doing other things, but that's the beauty of this stuff. Well, it's not beautiful, but it's an amazing thing. And it's so cheap and simple. Here it is, looking a little gross, but we're going to wash it a little bit more and it will be as good as new. For sure. I am absolutely positive because it feels pretty good now. And remember, when we started, it was rock hard. It was just dried paint through and through. These Zibra brushes are the bomb. They really are good brushes, and it's a testament to them as well how nicely they clean up after being neglected. I've spent years in an art room with students that always neglected their brushes. Always is a pretty strong word, but yeah, when you're talking about art students, brushes take the heat. They really take a beating, and the Ivory Soap doesn't work every time. I will say for mineral paints, Ivory Soap works really well, but not just mineral paints. And I would say chalk paints and any water-based paint, really. So there you go. And here is that triangle brush that I washed the other day. It's nice and soft now. It looks exactly like it did when I first bought it. Not bad. Well, that's all I have for you today, my friends. I hope that you learned something that will be useful. Look how soft it is. I can't stress enough how much this jar of gunk will do for your brushes. Check it out. I also have a video that explains just how to make this. It's not difficult, but if you were not sure how to do it, check that out. Thanks for being here. See you next time.
You can do it.